Hello all, Jeff here with a new video. Today I'm going to find out which car on Assetto Corsa Competizione is the fastest around Mount Panorama, Bathurst. To do this, I'm going to test all 24 of the 2018 and 2019 cars in the game using the stable preset setup, 10 clean laps in each car. Keep in mind the GT4 cars were not in ACC at the time of uploading this video, but let's get this show on the road. Coming in at 24th and last is the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo. This car fools you into thinking you're driving an actual GT3 car. Because think about it, it does have the ABS, it does have the traction control, it has the same engine as the Huracan GT3 and the Audi R8. But it's a lot slower and it shows with the lap times. How do I know it's slow? Well, I've seen this race in the Australian GT Championship and this car was holding up all of the leaders in the proper GT3s, so you know, you get the vibe there. And here's the time that it did, 207.320. The only car here that didn't even beat Greg Murphy's lap of the guys from 2003. So unfortunately, this car is the WOT. That means worst of all time, sadly. Coming in at 23rd is the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. This is another of the non-GT3 that's already in the game, and you know, this car does not have traction control, and being a rear-engine car, it is very, very tricky to handle. In the same sense, this is the car that's used in the Porsche Super Cup and the National Carrera Cups. However, ABS is not used in those series. There is ABS on this car. Very, very tricky car to drive. I mean, if you get it right with a good setup, well, it's an absolute dream. And plus, this is the fastest in a straight line on ACC today. The only one that gets close to 290 kilometers an hour. The time it did was a 205.538. No Porsche Cup car has ever done that time at Bathurst in real life. Coming in at 22nd is the 2015 Bentley Continental GT3. If I told you in 2010 that you'd see a big boat like the Bentley competing GT3 racing, well, you would laugh at me. But think about it, Bentley have done a really, really good job with GT3 racing, so much so that a Bentley would end up winning this year's Bathurst 12 Hour. In regards to the 2015 Bentley, it is a boat, let's be honest. It's very, very tricky to drive fast. It is a very stable car to drive, so it's a good car to start off with. But in terms of pace, it's not quite there. The time it did do was a 203.960. The new one is a lot quicker than this. From one big boy to another, it is the 2015 Nissan Nismo GTR. Really like this car. You know, it definitely has that presence of being a very big car, especially that massive rear wing at the back. But I do find with the high center of gravity, it doesn't really handle as well as it should. And I also noticed with through many of the corners at Bathurst, you never know where you should be taking second or third gear. Obviously with the setup you can change all that, but it does sound very, very beefy, even with a twin turbo V6. But it's the first of the Godzillas, and the time it would end up doing was a 203.762. Again, the newer model is a lot quicker. Okay, next up, the 2018 Porsche 911 GT3R. This car, very, very tricky to drive, mainly because it's rear-engined. However, it is very good around the top of the mountain, especially Reed, Silman and McPhillamy Park. But in regards to like hard braking zones, it kind of likes to give up, mainly because of the rear-engine platform. So it is very, very tricky to drive. It would end up doing a 203.432. However, Porsche did do their homework, and the 911 2R for 2019 is a lot easier to drive. Coming in at 19th is the Honda NSX GT3. This car is very, very stable, very easy to drive. It's a good car to start off with, especially if you want to move to something that's mid-engined. The only downside for this car is it is not that quick in a straight line, and you can definitely tell it's not that good in a straight line at Bathurst with all these straights, because at the top of the mountain it is such a good car. In saying that, the time that it did do was a 2-minute 3.309, so you know, it's a good base of Honda to start off with for GT3 racing, and you know, there is a Honda NSX GT3 Evo, so onwards and upwards. You know, 650S being a mid-engine car, it can be very tricky to get on the power, but other than that, it is actually a very stable car to drive. This and the 720S, very similar. You know, same engine. Yep, the body shapes are completely different. But the 650S is a good place to start, and believe it or not, looking at the driver lineups in game, Top Gear presenter Chris Harris drove this particular car, which is interesting. He also drives one of the V8 Vantages in game as well, so didn't expect to see his name in the game. But then again, a former Man U goalkeeper Fabian Barthez is there as well with another car. But anyway, this car, the 650S, would do a 203.063. Not too bad. But you know, there's definitely improvements there with the setup. Well, this was a shock to me. I thought this would be 20th at best. It is the Ride-Up REX GT3, the rebadged Lamborghini Gallardo. The brakes on this thing are the woat. The handling is very skittish. You know, you need to spend a lot of time getting used to this car to get some half-decent lap times. I mean, if you get a setup in this car, yeah, this car will be a lot better. But, you know, it does say 2017 in game, but let's face it, it's much older than that, being a Gallardo. It's just that Ryder's done a bunch of improvements. You may be wondering, what is the time that it actually did? It was a 2-minute 3.0. I was shocked. I did this on my last clean lap. The previous best was a 204, a mid 204, so absolutely shocked, but it just shows that this car is capable of going quick. You just need to give it some time. Coming in 16th is the 2019 Porsche 911 GT3R. Compared to the 2018 model, in terms of pace, it is pretty much the same, but it is a hell of a lot more stable. And it surprised me being a rear-engine car, but consistency. Well, there's a lot more consistency with this car than the old one, which is a huge plus. The time it would end up doing would be a 2-minute 2.913. First car on the list here in the twos. Nice work. Coming in 15th, McLaren 720S. This car is a lot more stable than the 650S. It's very much the same in the way it drives, but you can really do a lot more consistent laps with this car. This particular 720S, Mika Hakkinen drove, believe it or not, which is pretty cool to see him back in a McLaren of some sort. Probably the only person that would be disappointed with this car is Post Malone, because it's not bumping Fallout Boy, but what can you do there? Anyway, the time this did was a 202.724, and this 720S is bumping a very deep turbocharged V8 sound that sounds really nice. Coming in at 14th is a BMW M6, a big boy that actually handles pretty well. I mean, it's a car that you can be very consistent with. It's consistently putting down laps, lap after lap after lap, without having to worry about spinning too much. And you know, it's got pretty much the same engine note as the big boy, the M8 in the GTE class, but it's a pretty good car. And not only that, Chaz Morrison drives one of these every now and then. The time this did was a 2-minute 2.610. Not bad at all. Coming in at 13th is the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Yep, it's slower than the older V12 Vantage. Maybe Aston Martin focused a bit more on the aero side of things with the newer car, which is totally understandable if you're going to a very twisty circuit. But then again, Bathurst does have the twisted corners, but it's got a lot of long straights. So maybe Aston have sacrificed a bit of power in the turbocharged V8 to make it a bit nimbler around the corners, better braking, etc. While it is not as quick as the V12 Vantage, it is a very, very stable car to drive. It's actually very fun to drive, just to fang around corners, which is what you want at the end of the day. The time it did do was a 2 minute 2.328. Yes, it's 13th, but with the setup, this thing can go even faster. Going in at 12th, another big boat. This time it's the 2018 Bentley Continental GT3. Like the 2015 model, very, very stable, very consistent with lap times. It's just an improved version of the 2015 model. So much so, as I said before, this particular model of Bentley won this year's Bathurst 12 Hour, although the green liveried number 7 is not in game. We may get it in the British GT pack, time will tell. The time it did do was a 2 minute 2.190. That seriously is still very impressive feat to get a big car like this to perform in a series where handling is key. Well, this shocked me. 11th is the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo. Yep, the older Huracan GT3 is faster. Maybe that's just down to my driving, or maybe the Evo version doesn't like the stable setup. Maybe the ABS kicks in a bit more, the traction control kicks in a bit more, resulting in being slightly slower. Nevertheless, it is a very good car to drive, and I know with the setup that this is one of the fastest cars in the game. But down to my driving, it did a 2 minute 2.076. Don't get me wrong, that is a very quick time. It's only 11th year, but I just know that in the right hands, this can definitely go a lot faster. And now we're in the top 10. 10th place is the Emerald Frey Jaguar G3. One cool cat or kitten, whatever you like to refer. Sorry, Carol Baskin. Anyway, this car is very, very stable. Very easy to do consistent laps with, and not only that, it is very, very quick. And this cat growls. A very, very loud V8 under the hood of this thing as well. The time it would do would be a 2 minute 2.064. Very good time. Yes, this is an older car, but this cat punches above its weight any day of the week. Coming in 9th, the Mercedes AMG GT3. No matter which racing game you play, if there is a GT3 class of some sort, normally the AMG GT3 is always a very, very strong car. And just listen to that. Such a good noise, and I can confirm that it sounds just as good as it does in real life. But this car, is another one of those cars that's very, very stable. I mean, you can get a bit skittish every now and then through really tight corners, but apart from that, this is an amazing car to drive. The time it would end up doing would be a 202.010, just missing out on the ones. But keep in mind, if the British GT pack is based around the 2020 season, we may get the Mercedes AMG Evo as well. Again, time will tell. Coming in at 8th place is the Lamborghini Huracan GT3, the older version. And there's less than 2 cents between this and the Evo. But I just feel, I don't know, maybe it was luck of the draw. Maybe the traction control in this Huracan is, wound up a little bit less compared to the Evo. Maybe for, I don't know, maybe to try and make the Evo more stable, I guess. But I feel from a stability point of view, this is a bit better. But again, use the aggressive default setup, which most people will use. I reckon that Evo will come out on top compared to this Huracan. But in regards to the V10 or the Lambos and the R8s, I just love that noise, that V10 noise, especially that gravelly noise you always hear. Anyway, the time it did was a 201.893. Yep, it's the first of the cars into 201, so nice work, Lamborghini. Good stuff. Coming in at 7th is the Lexus RCX GT3. This car is another one of those front engine naturally aspirated V8s, which is very, very stable and easy to do consistent laps with. Not that there's anything wrong with that at all. But this particular car is driven by someone that won the 1998 FIFA World Cup and numerous English Premier League titles. And that was done with France and Manchester United respectively. Yep, Fabian Barthez. Gun goalkeeper back in the days, a race driver these days, races at Le Mans, races GT3s as well. So that's interesting to note. Anyway, the Lexus would end up doing a 201.827. A very, very good car indeed, and a very good car to start off with if you're beginning in sim racing. Coming in at 6th place is the Audi R8 Evo. You may be thinking, yeah, this is one of the cars that should be up there. But the car that's going to come in the next position will shock you. Anyway, the R8 Evo, I feel, you have not seen the old R8. What I think is the R8 Evo's traction control kicks in a bit more than the old R8. Maybe that's just due to setup. And it's just slightly slower in the straight line as well. Doesn't mean this is a bad car. I just know with an aggressive default setup that this will trounce the old R8. But it's just later luck was not on this car's side for this challenge. Anyway, the time it did do was a 201.791. A very, very good time nonetheless. You are probably just as shocked as I was when I did these times. The old Audi R8 is quicker than the R8 Evo with my hot lapping. That could just be down to my driving. So you saw the previous time of the R8 Evo, which did a 201.791. This Audi R8 did a 201.716. Hardly anything in it between the two. Matter of fact, after this challenge I drove the R8 Evo again and see if it was a fluke. No, it wasn't. This is just better in a straight line, this one. Coming in at 4th, this is 2018 Nissan Nismo GTR GT3. It's slightly different in the sense that the rear wing is a bit lower, so the centre of gravity is lower. In the sense, it's still a very big car. You know, it's got the same power and everything like that. It just the aero has improved a lot, so much so that the time for this car compared to the 2015 car has improved by 2 seconds. The time here was a 2-minute 1.629. So you can just tell Nissan have improved this car a hell of a lot just with a few tweaks here and there. So nice work. So we've hit the top 3. So 3rd place is the Ferrari 488 GTE. Sorry, GT3. What am I thinking? This is not a World Endurance Championship game. Anyway, this car is an absolute dream to drive. It does exactly what you want it to do, whether that's, straight line speed, braking, cornering, all that good stuff. This does really, really well. Very stable car as well, meaning you can just churn out consistent laps, lap after lap after lap, without having to worry about losing control that much, which is a huge plus. The time this Nick Percat livery 488 did was a 201.383. And in 3rd, there's only 2 others that could manage to beat this car. Coming in at 2nd is one of my favourite cars in ACC, and that is the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. Mainly because it's the only car with a V12 engine. The V12s in Aston Martins always sound really, really nice, so that's a huge plus. Not only that, but it's also a very, very stable and consistent car to drive. And I'm surprised that it's so much quicker than the V8 Vantage, the new model. In the same sense, there is no turbo lag here, so that could have something to do with it as well. But the V12 Vantage would end up doing a time of 2-minute 1.362, which is very, very quick. To be honest, I thought the Ferrari was going to beat this, but somehow the Aston came out on top. and there's only one car that bet this, and I was actually surprised of who came out on top. So we finally got to our number one car, the GOAT. A very surprising GOAT, to be honest, and that is the Honda NSX Evo. This car behaves just like the standard Honda NSX GT3 in the sense that it is a very stable car. It brakes well, it handles well. The thing with the 2017 Honda NSX was it didn't have the straight line speed. This one has the straight line speed. It's a huge improvement that Honda has made to the car, and so much so that the time that it did was at 2 minute 0.747. I was expecting cars like the Audi R8 Evo to hit 2 minute zeros, but that didn't happen. This was the only one that hit the zeros, which I was absolutely shocked about. But yeah, what a car. So yeah, there you have it. That is all of the current cars that are on ACC. I've tested them all at Bathurst. As you can see on screen is where they came at, where they finished. Feel free to pause the video and have a good look at all these times, because there are 2 or 3 pages. But yeah, there you have it. Let me know what you think, and if you did like the video, maybe consider hitting the like button. And if you want to leave me a comment with feedback or anything like that, please feel free to do so in the comments. And if you want to see more of my content, maybe consider subscribing and tapping the notification bell. Anyway, this is Jeff here, and happy racing. Cheers.